Veris Research presents the New Mexico Frontiers Digital Show.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for this episode of New Mexico Frontiers, the digital series. Now, if you're a fan of the show, you've been watching New Mexico Frontiers for some time, you have seen us cover all types of businesses, startup, mom and pop, all the way up to the multi-billion-dollar corporations, agencies. The one thing they all have in common, they need money to get started. Takes money to make money, and that's what we're talking about today. And to do that, we brought in some investors. You know a thing or two about investing in business and running business in New Mexico as well. Vikas Dutt, T. Greg Marion, and Ross Rogers. Guys, thanks for being with us this morning. So before we start diving into the investments that you guys are doing, let's talk about Maran Oil and Gas in SakCap. Vikas, go ahead and tell us a little bit more about SakCap.
Yeah, so SakCap Ventures is an early stage technology venture fund. We are working towards building a healthier, secure planet. And our mission is to impact 1 billion lives. And that is what we do by investing in the right businesses, right technologies, and growing them to scale.
Fantastic. So Maran Oil and Gas, y'all are familiar with New Mexico, based up in the Four Corners region. Tell us a little bit about you guys. I understand about 50 years of experience working in the industry?
Yes. My dad risked everything back in 1960 to start our company. And he drilled a well up in the San Juan Basin, and it was successful.
Wow.
The name of the well was the Edna Number 1, named after my grandmother. And we are still a viable, successful oil and gas company today. So we're now a third generation, 64-year-old, family-owned, independent oil and gas company.
No kidding.
My dad ran the company till 92, and then I ran it till 22, and now my son Ryan runs it.
Wow.
And in addition to the energy company, we also have a family office that invests in alternative investments just to diversify the family's portfolio.
Okay.
And we also have a foundation.
Wow. Okay. Now, obviously, like I said at the start, we're talking investments here. So we've spoken before with SakCap about the venture investments that you do, the venture capitalism that you guys work within. Let's talk about you, because some people may think, well, oil and gas are doing great. How did you get into investing? Was it the idea to just diversify the portfolio, or was there something that was like, we can do more with what we're bringing in?
Yeah, we absolutely did realize a need to diversify the family's portfolio so that we didn't have all our eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. And we initially started out by investing in tax liens. And we eventually diversified into real estate, and then we got into venture capital and alternative investments, some private equity type investments, and now here we are today with a nice mix.
Okay.
So
it's great that we can see this, especially from a homegrown company.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Ross, since you're the head of the alternative investments, let's talk a little bit about some of the companies, or at least some of the industries, some of the areas that you are looking to invest in, and why you're looking at those industries.
Yeah, so as far as the industries, obviously we're trying to look for job creation, right? This is our home, this is our own backyard, so we obviously want to see industries that provide some diversification to the economy here. We have a lot of government jobs here, we've got a lot of oil and gas jobs, but we think that there's room for much more than that. I think software is something that can really come to New Mexico. I mean, we have a low cost of living, we have a beautiful landscape, and we already have some technical talent already here. So I think that really kind of fosters a really fertile soil, if you will, for those types of VCs. And I think for us in our portfolio, that's an area that we would like to grow in our own portfolio. I mean, we're kind of used to more hard tech when it comes to venture capital, so having more software benefits us and for sure benefits New Mexico.
Okay. Now let's talk a little bit, because this kind of gets into how SakCap got involved. I understand you guys have eyed New Mexico for quite some time. You are not new to the state.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about your investment and your involvement and what you guys are looking for specifically in New Mexico.
So I think we made our first investment in New Mexico-based company, a technology coming out of the Los Alamos National Lab back in 2015.
Okay.
And that gave us a lot of success and a lot of confidence that there is lots of opportunity. There is lots of research. There is lots of talent, but capital and the risk capital particularly is lacking. And also, what is important is providing the right nurturing to these companies so that they can grow and scale. That is what SakCap specializes in, and that is what we are interested in. So we believe that we have a once in a generational opportunity to participate in New Mexico's growth and bring new opportunities like software into New Mexico and turn them into something really big.
Okay. Now, we had talked a little bit about, obviously, Sandia, Lanol, the AFRL. There's a variety of different technological sort of infrastructure players that are already in place here. So obviously that plays a big role in terms of why bringing software companies and emerging technology companies here. Are there other elements to New Mexico? We had mentioned the wide open spaces. Is that we're thinking there's an opportunity to grow for manufacturing or bringing other businesses that we've got these places, they just need someone to inhabit them and make? Is that one of the things that sort of sticks out?
So I would say that our vision is to build an ecosystem, and that ecosystem comes together with policy, with innovation, with talent and capital. And once that ecosystem is large enough, that becomes a self-sustaining ecosystem. So our vision is to create that self-sustaining ecosystem in New Mexico where success fuels more success, and it puts more risk appetite as well as more risk capital into taking new opportunities. That is what our vision is, and that is what we are working towards.
Okay. And building that ecosystem, I imagine part of that is finding partners like Maran that have already been working in the state for years, for decades. People know them, they know the name. Is that how you got connected to Maran?
Yeah, that's right, because building an ecosystem cannot be done by one or two organizations. It requires everybody to come together. And Maran have been great partners. They are local, they understand the ecosystem. They have been great supporters for us, but we do need more organizations and businesses and family offices to join to make this successful. But yeah, Marians have been great partners, and that's how we came together.
Gotcha. Now, for someone out there, they may be watching this. Maybe they are, an emerging software developer. Maybe they're thinking, "Oh, this would be great. How do I get in front of them to possibly invest in my thing?" Do you have any tips for emerging businesses, entrepreneurs out there that are getting started that may be looking for, as you said, risk capital, or looking for a VC that can come in and say, "You know what? I believe in this. Let's get it going." What tips would you have to kind of get this thing off the ground?
Well, the first thing, and SakCap might be able to answer this better than me, but I can tell you that we're always looking for really good ideas, unique, disruptive ideas that a lot of people are going to want or need to use.
Yeah.
And so that is that's the first piece of it. And then secondly, for startup companies, they need to be risk takers. They need to be really, really hard workers, and they need to be ready to align their interests with the investors that come to the table. So when we win, we all win.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the things we look for.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would just say that technology is a great enabler. you needed millions of dollars to start a company previously, or a large amount of capital. But today you can start with $2,000, $5,000, and everything is open source. You can build a great technology platform. The advice that I would give is that the entrepreneurs need to think big. Every industry in this world can be disrupted by technology. But at that point of time, you shouldn't be thinking 5-10% improvement. You should be thinking of how I can change the game. And if your idea is big and powerful enough, you will find sufficient risk capital to back your idea.
So really, it's not being humble. It's going the other way and saying we absolutely need to bring this idea to concept development, to market, and see what can, as you said, can disrupt industries, which is really exciting.
Absolutely.
If you had to pick one thing that, and we'll do this from the SakCap point of view, and from Marian, one thing that you were most excited about over the next maybe 2 years, 5 years here in New Mexico in terms of the investment opportunities, what would that one thing be?
No, I would say that I would say there is too much to be overexcited. Yeah,
That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Yeah. So I would say there is no lack of talent or opportunities. It's about bringing it together to commercialization. So I would say anything that we have in building a healthier, secure planet, because health cannot wait. Neither can your national security and your cyber security. And we live on this planet, we have only one chance of it. So anything that disrupts or impacts, and these sectors are not impacted by market ups and downs, because we are anyway long-term investors. We are looking for good opportunities over the long term. So anything that in these areas, we are able to help these companies grow, scale, and that is where our expertise is.
Fantastic. And you guys, especially because, as we said, you have a long history here in New Mexico. What are you excited about?
Well, Vikas gave a very good answer to that question, and when I look at the past decade or so where we've made investments, we do get excited about. In fact, I get excited about almost every investment.
He's the guy right
I know. He is. Because I just love innovation and I love new ideas. But what we've found is some of the most exciting ideas don't always survive.
Sure.
And so the right thing to do is what Vikas said is to invest in a number of different really, really good ideas. In the venture capital game, you're going to lose some, you're going to hit a lot of singles, and then occasionally you'll get a home run. But you need the whole mix.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And I'll say that for us, there's two things I think we're excited about when you look at the next 2 to 5 years. I mean, I think one is some of the new startups that we're going to kind of see coming out of New Mexico and looking at those. But for us, like T said, we've been in the VC game for over a decade now, and venture capital money is patient money. I mean, it's not you're not going to win in 2 years or 3 years. It's an 8, 12, 15-year game. And there's several companies that were based here in New Mexico that are here that we're kind of starting to see finally starting to kind of mature and develop. And so they're not quite there yet, but I'm really excited to kind of see them kind of flourish, because it could mean a lot for New Mexico as far as creating jobs, for creating new industry here. And so I think that's one thing that we're super excited about to see, that we were part of that.
Yeah, it really kind of feels that we're on the threshold, kind of standing on this precipice, looking down at what is next to come, and all of these things coming together, all the players, the infrastructure, the passion, and the ideas, because it seems that it's that mix that creates that ecosystem that you were talking about. If our viewers want more information about SakCap, where can they go online?
They can go to www.sakcap.com.
Okay, and how about Marian? Where can we go to learn more?
How about Marian, Ross?
You can contact me, Ross at marian.bz.
Okay,
So, yep.
Fantastic. Well, guys, we appreciate the time this morning to talk about these ventures that you were doing. Glad to see this collaboration is growing, and very excited to see what the future holds for New Mexico in this field. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And folks at home, thanks for watching. Again, if you want more information on New Mexico Frontiers or other episodes of our digital series, just head over to krqe.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Please subscribe to our channel and like this video.